I really haven't done a gaming video in a while, and I wasn't really planning on it, but out of nowhere one of my friends started quizzing me on milk and milk-related topics, and I guess I must have answered his questions correctly because out of nowhere he dropped this game in my Steam library. That's like the equivalent of if you were talking to a chick and I guess you were flirting correctly, then she just gives you her phone number. And I guess this video is the equivalent of me giving you a call spade, so... Are your panties wet yet? Okay, a cutscene. Cutscene, son of a bitch. Well, they've clearly upped their budget from the last one. So what, it's like an anime now? I like it. It has like a hentai look to it. Like, you know how all hentais look like they just got stuck being animated in the year 2005? That's what this looks like. So is this point and click or is this just I'm watching a movie? That's basically how I look when I come. Oh, Jesus, fuck. I was getting some Evangelion vibes off that. Milk outside a bag of milk outside a bag of milk. I don't remember anything from the last one. I remember I went and I bought milk, then I went home, and then my mom said go to bed, and its face was really creepy. That's about it. So here we go, I guess. Shit. New game, baby. I knew they were making a sequel to this game, I just didn't know it had dropped yet. Until Spade bought this for me. I thought it was still in development. I'm walking to my room, trying not to look around. Playful shadows dance around me here and there. They dash all over the walls, the ceiling. One of those shadows whizzes past me, touching my face ever so slightly. I smile and continue walking, paying it no mind. Sometimes it's so easy to lose self-control and track of time, spinning in a joyful dance. But I'm in a bit of a hurry here. Mom told me to go to bed. So yeah, like the last game, Mom tells you to go to bed after getting milk. Why are we getting milk so late at night? Who the hell has a milk craving at 2 in the morning? I walk past the kitchen on the way to my room. The door is shut, but I can still feel the chilling air coming from the other side. My first thought is that there's a living corpse blowing into the keyhole, laughing mockingly. Ahaha, that's so silly. I'm absolutely sure we have no corpses in our kitchen. I know for sure that we've never had any corpses in our kitchen. I'm absolutely sure that... Okay, so I do remember the repetition from the last game. Isn't like the gist of the game is that your person you're playing as has autism and you're just hearing how they're perceiving things around them? They're like a hypochondriac to their environment. I break into a run and dash toward the closed door. The shadows intensify their chaotic dance. Are they trying to stop me or calm me down? I don't know. It doesn't matter right now. Don't you get it? I have like the worst possible voice for reading shit. It's not gonna stop me though. I wave my hands around as I run, trying to chase away my annoying pursuers, but then I suddenly realize that I won't be able to stop in time. I've got no other choice but to break the door now. I mean, we've all been there, you know, you shut the basement light off and you're going up the stairs, but then you gotta run before the monster can grab you before you get to the top. We've all been there. If there's somebody inside, I'll surely scare them to death. But wait, how can I scare to death someone who's already dead? What if it actually revives them? No, I don't want that. What do I do? I couldn't fully complete my thought when my shoulder hit the door and it flew open. Okay. Well, I mean, I like the art. As I expected, there was no living corpse inside, but there was a bag of milk I bought today, sitting right in the middle of the table, watching me with its unblinking eyes. I stare back. Nothing happens. Although, what exactly did I expect? Gratitude? Have I done something that warranted it? A bag of milk probably doesn't care whether it's on the shelf, in a store, or on the table in my mom's kitchen. On the other hand, nobody would drink milk inside the store, which means I took it from the safest place in the world and into the scary unknown. I'm so sorry, you poor thing. I mean, I kind of feel like that, you know, like you see like a really cool rock outside, and then you just bring it inside and you just put it on your table, then you realize, you know what, probably would rather be outside with all the other rocks. I turn away in shame and leave the room in a hurry. I only bring others trouble. I walk toward my room through a narrow corridor. Oh god, not that fucking face again. I cannot stand faces where there's like nothing but black in the eyes. I meet a familiar formless creature at the door. It locks me in its clutches and starts sniffling every inch of my body, like a hungry dog. Okay, this track's kind of banger. I'm not struggling. I know it's useless. I just stay silent and endure its tight grip that stops me from moving. Well, they'll obviously up the production. Just don't be a... it's not too bad. Once you give it kind of a body. After sniffing me from head to toe, the creature holds out its ugly paws, bearing a single claw, thin and sharp, like a blade. Again? I stare questioningly into the monster's bottomless eye sockets. Don't move! The creature squeezes my hands until my veins start bulging, and I just keep staring into the black cavities where its eyes should be, ignoring all pain. I've promised so many times. Stay put. The moment it says that, its claw pierces my arm. I don't feel anything other than the barely discernible crawling under my skin and the ring of tightly sprung with... What word is that? Let me get my phone. Sinew. Piece of tough, fibrous tissue uniting muscle to bone or bone to bone. A tendon or ligament. The parts of a structure, system, or thing that give it strength or bind it together. Okay, I get it. Just one more time.
Sinew.
Sinew. Sinew. I don't feel anything other than the barely discernible crawling under my skin and the ring of tightly sprung sinews. But then the claw injects its venom into me. It hurts. A white veil appears in front of my eyes. My fingers cramp and start twitching frantically. I lose control over my body and slowly slide to the floor, just like last time, but why? Why do I feel so hot? I feel my blood boiling up. Strong shivers run through my body, paralyzing every single cell, while my veins and arteries heat up, almost bursting from that pressure. I try screaming, but instead of producing words, I vomit thick, milky foam. The creature notices it and throws itself at me in anger, grabbing me by the throat while keeping the poisonous claw inside my arm. Kill me. Kill me. God damn. Hysterical screams resound through the corridor. In a fit of madness, the creature starts scratching my neck. Bright splashes fly everywhere, hitting the walls with a loud sound. I try to imprint where every drop fell in my memory, so I could gather them all later. I need to remember. A new wave of pain washes over me. Everything turns pitch black in an instant. That face is fucking creepy, I'll say that again. It's like some shit I would get sleep paralysis and I just look over, that thing's just like right fucking there, just on the edge of my bed, just looking at me. Say it! I'll never drink milk ever again. Now, is it telling me that? Am I like lactose intolerant and I just have a milk addiction? Say it! I'll never drink milk ever again. Say it again. I'll never drink milk ever again. I'll never drink milk ever again. Alright, I'm still gonna drink it. Like, I'm lactose intolerant, but I've just learned to tolerate it. If anything, it's kind of like a natural laxative. It's like, oh, I'm gonna eat some pizza, I'm gonna eat some chicken nuggets, and I'm gonna wash it down with some milk, and then it'll be out of my system within the hour. Ooh, I like this art. My hair's... Wait. Hang on. My hair is at that length. Hang on. Shit. Why can't my hair look that good? That ain't fucking fair. I finally get to my room. I'm so tired of all this fuss. Thankfully, I still feel comfy and warm in my room. Even the weird sounds coming from the outside don't make me anxious at all. Mom told me to go to bed, so I needed to perform all the needed preparations. I've washed my face, and now I'm standing in front of the mirror with a toothbrush in my mouth. Look at my reflection. It shows absolutely no desire to sleep. Yeah, I get how you feel. And there was a time when the last minutes before I sleep were my favorite time of the day. I loved anticipating the inevitable moment when the reality and the dream world would clash. My favorite moments are when you wake up at like 2 a.m. on a Saturday and you just know it's like, man, I don't gotta get up for work today. And then you just enjoy that like brief 5 to 15 minute period of time before you fall back asleep. That is like, that's what life's about, man. I woke up for that moment's sake. Oh, hey, cursor. I woke up for that moment's sake, lived through the day for it. My biggest dream was to sleep all day long. It would have been so cool, but the dreams always slowly, but surely, slipped away, as if somebody fished them out of my head, one after another, until nothing was left. And now, I have to sleep again, even though I don't feel any need for it. This music sounds like something out of Silent Hill 2. Oh, prescription medication. After finishing with my face, I usually reach out for my pills. It's funny, but I have no idea how they work, separately, since I always swallow them as a bunch without thinking. Now I want to have a better look at it, to twirl it between my fingers, to chew on it. I'd do anything to stall for just a little bit more time. A smooth, protruded red capsule is looking at me. It's covered in a murky, semi-transparent film, but I can still discern its contents. So what do we have inside you? I gently press on the capsule from both sides, and to my surprise, it turns out to be soft and squishy. I press harder, and the capsule pops. Sticky, bright, red liquid pours out. Filthy. Filthy. Oh, shit. The pill flies straight to the waste bin, and I start rigorously washing my hands. No, there's no way I'm drinking that. Next was a flat pill of the same blood red color. There was some letters printed out on it. Oh, I get it. This is the medicine that makes me really sleepy, but it's not the type of sleep I want. That's not it at all. It's fake. No, no, no. I don't even want to look at it. The pill flies into the waste bin as well. The next half an hour goes by in a similar fashion. I study every pill from all sides, and then I find a reason not to swallow it. I invent my own medicine instead, and enjoy swallowing them one after another, letting myself drown in their healing effects. Hey, my neck doesn't hurt anymore. My neck always hurts. 'Cause of that. Hey, my hand doesn't hurt anymore. Yeah, mine are about the same. Hey, my head doesn't hurt anymore. Hey, my heart doesn't hurt anymore. Hey, my stomach doesn't hurt anymore. What kind of existence do you have to where everything in you hurts? Hey, my eyes don't hurt anymore. How come I didn't think of this earlier? This is so simple. I need to brag about it to someone right away, but not to my mom. She'll just scold me. And she's sure I'm already sleeping anyway. I don't want to disturb her without reason. I'll think of something myself. Besides, I just really want some small talk. I wonder, who's going to be my conversation partner? Never. Hey. Oh, I gotta click on it. Hey. Oh god. You know, this color scheme actually works really well. Hey. Long time no see. Oh, they talking to me? Well, I don't want to be mean to her. I'll read this in my normal voice. You know we're only supposed to meet once per day, right? Why does your voice sound so great? Okay, fine, I won't talk in my normal voice. God damn. Actually, I've read the manual. Judging by the pictures, the overdose side effects are the usual headaches, dizziness, exhaustion. Basically, nothing I can't handle by myself. After all, now I know how to do it. You didn't reply. Aren't you even a little bit happy? Not even the slightest bit? Oh, I said fuck, what? I double-clicked, son of a bitch. That's not true. You need to go to bed. No, you've been in control for way too long already. It's my turn now, alright? I'll just stay silent until the medicine's effects wear off. How about that? Hey, you can't do that. You need to do your best to make me feel better. That's exactly what I'm doing. What a bully. Actually, why am I even worried about this? In reality, I don't need you at all. I'm so energetic, and I feel great, which means I can do anything, and you can only watch and agonize over your uselessness. That makes me feel bad. I can't imagine how angry you are right now. What made you so happy all of a sudden? And why would I be sad? Remember yourself a good couple hours ago? I don't know what you mean. Stop lying. Nuh-uh, I still don't understand. Whatever. Unlike you, I won't forget that pathetic, snotty girl for a long time. Well, I am just rude, aren't I? She just whines and whines all the time. Don't even try ruining my mood. I want to have fun while we're together. Alright? So, you're the one calling the shots now. Yeah. Well, let's see how long you can last. We'll see. Yeah. Am I really that pathetic? Say something. I can feel tears streaming down my cheeks, hanging from my chin and then falling on my clothes, burning holes in them. That was fast, but not unexpected. Hey, at least I tried. Go wash your face, and then we'll decide what to do with you. Yeah, I'm liking this. I'm in front of a mirror again. I keep staring at my reflection, trying not to get distracted by the sneery looks the walls are giving me, trying not to drown in their giggling. But then me in the mirror also shows me a creepy smile, bares her teeth at me. I shut my eyes, but that doesn't help. It wouldn't have helped even if I sunk through the floor. I start counting in my mind. 2 squared, 2 by 2 squared, a square squared, a square pyramid squared, a pyramidal structure cubed, a pyramidal structure hypercubed. I feel better, but my head is splitting apart now. I'm sorry for being rude. It's not your fault. It's never your fault. Fine. You can keep on blaming yourself, but don't overdo it. I don't know why, but I thought I'd be able to take control. I was almost ready to. I was sure I'd be able to change something. After all, I was able to buy milk, you know? Yeah, you ought to know how challenging it was. You know, I kinda crave milk right now. I bought some in the fridge the other day. I wonder if it expired. Is that why you threw away the medicine? What a stupid decision, right? Undoubtedly. Moreover, it's dangerous. I know. And you keep pushing me. Then why did you do that? I felt like I'd be able to fight it on my own. It's true, the pain subsided for a bit at that time, but now I feel it triple in force. It hurts so bad. You know what to do. Dejected, I reach out for the shelf with my medicine. I swallow the pills one after another, chasing away the unpleasant visions that keep floating up in my memory. And yet, my mind still draws a terrifying picture. Lumps of coagulated blood and transparent coating travel down my esophagus, scratching its soft walls, leaving behind furrows. I shake my head violently. I don't care if it makes me feel dizzy or worsens my pain. I just don't want to think about something so repulsive. You still haven't changed. What do you mean? You're afraid of being alone. This worries you much more than pain. Yeah, I guess. I toss the last pill into the air and catch it with my mouth. First try, too. I kinda like that shirt. I wonder if they have any shirts of that. If so, I imagine I just get some red contacts and I cosplay this chick. I lie on the floor. I look at the ceiling. I can clearly hear water running in the metal pipes up there. I hear the cracking of concrete blocks that will someday surely fall on my head. But I'm not afraid of that at all. I can't imagine my death coming from above. Rather, it's veering its claws from somewhere below, waiting for me to lose focus. Do you want to talk about it? No, I've had enough of talking. You sure? What do you want then? I just want to lie down for a bit. Well, while you lie down, I'm gonna... Oh, fucking goddamn it. Nah, I'm just gonna let her lie down. I don't want to bug her. Let her think. That's a really cool angle. I carefully extract thoughts that are yet to be fully formed from my head and lay them out on the ceiling in orderly rows. Now it's my corkboard. In hopes of seeing the whole picture, I switch them from one place to another, pile them on top of each other, scatter them around. In the end, I throw them off with my hand. Annoyed, start over. You know, I feel you with that. That's why I bought a whiteboard. And I have like 5 notepads on my desk, because that never stops. I can't do it. You can always imagine your thoughts as something small and swarming, like cockroaches. I'm glad my thoughts aren't this bad. Ew, I hate cockroaches. Can I make them fireflies? Well, you would not believe your eyes, because I don't mind either way. Ooh, I like this. Yeah, this is cool. I like this. I don't even have time to blink before my thoughts. They're fireflies now. Start whirling all over the ceiling on their own accord, forming whimsical patterns. I can only observe them and wait for the right moment. You know what? While you wait for the right moment, I'm gonna go get milk. Cause I really haven't gotten started on it, and I feel like it's gonna expire soon. Alright, Muffin. You're in charge while I get the milk. You watch the fireflies and I'll go get milk, okay? Damn it. I've acquired milk, and not just any milk. This is Chateau. Oh, I'm so gonna have the shits later. You know what I realize? I've never had a milk mustache in my life. I want to get a milk mustache for the rest of this video. I think I overdid it. Shit. Milk. Fucking stupid. I look like Colonel Sanders' bastard child. Alright, back to the video game. The mocking sounds of flapping wings coming from the ceiling make me start losing my patience. Enough. I hate you. Damn. Somebody can't be left alone with their own thoughts. I'm glad I can. Awesome. I spring to my feet and scream at the top of my lungs. The fireflies scatter. Good job. Now start up. Okay. I'm sorry, this milk mustache is fucking bugging me. No way. Your unstable behavior makes you look bad. I don't give a damn. So, that doesn't bother you? Should it? I mean... kind of? I don't know. It's up to you. You're at it again. What do you mean? Never mind. I've changed my mind anyway. Please don't stay silent for this long anymore. I'm having a hard time without your help. Oh, well, if you just need me to talk, I can talk about, like, SpongeBob for, like, 6 hours straight. That'll keep your mind occupied. I raise my eyes to look at the ceiling once more. Sadly, all my fireflies seem to be hiding somewhere. I need to find them. Now, let's let her find her fireflies. I glanced around the room. There are too many places for a creature as small as a firefly to hide here. They could be anywhere. Suddenly, I hear a deafening rumble. The clock just hit midnight. It's so late already, but I can't go to bed right now. Will you help me? Please tell me you'll help me. Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, I'm the reason she's staying up, because I don't know how this lady's mind operates, I'm gonna be honest. Come on, stop bullying me. You promised to talk to me. What were you thinking while lying on the floor? What do you mean? You should know it better than anyone else. That's the thing. I have no idea. This is weird. Well, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on in your head. Will you tell me? Oh god. Don't tell me we're having some suicidal thoughts in here. Either that or mom just came in. I roll my sleeves and start rubbing my eyes intensely. They're so itchy. Why are you crying? My eyes are itchy. Did you drink milk? I wonder. If I tear out all of my eyelashes one after another, will my eyes stop itching? No, I wonder. If I tear out all my eyelashes one after another, all of my eyelashes one after another, if I tear out all my eyelashes one after another, what have you done? I need to gather the glass, and then I need to have a bath, and then, here, drink some milk. I'm so glad I had the lid on that. That would have been just... Oh no! Oh god. Oh, an achievement. I stand in the middle of the room, my mouth agape, gasping for air. I think I just experienced death. I don't know any other way to explain what happened. Well, that was surely something. Will you tell me you're not? About what? Well, you look so happy for someone that, I guess, just had a mental breakdown. Let's look for the fireflies instead. Whatever, girl, I don't care. You're acting weird. Help me instead of running your mouth. I've already had enough adventures before bed. Hunting fireflies is an adventure. Also, she's a lot sassier now. I need to gather my thoughts quickly and go to bed. My thoughts are hiding from me. To be honest, I have no idea where to look for them. Me neither. I guess we'll have to tear the whole place apart. Let's not do that. No. If I even make the smallest bit of messes here, I'll feel really bad. All the things should stay in their places, and that's it. Why? Are you trying to come up with a reason right now? Now let's be nice. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. I don't, and I won't. Should I move my face cam? Like, I'm blocking the text. Alright then, so we need to find a bunch of tiny insects inside a mountain of junk without moving anything even an inch? My oh my. I have an idea. Last time, becoming a visual novel character helped me achieve my goal. Now I want to become a point-and-click adventure game character. Alright, I'm down for it. You know, those games have moments when you just look at different objects and something inevitably happens. It sounds so fun. No, it doesn't. I'm bad at observation games. And what about the things you use regularly? Do you refuse to touch them as well? It would make it even more interesting. This is so childish. You want to know the best part? You'll be the one doing it. Oh, great. Yeah, cool. Oh, no. Oh, yes. I start panicking as soon as I get in a multiple choice situation. I'll just keep changing my mind and end up crying and running away. Do you want that to happen? You're such a handful. Do what you want. I go to the middle of the room and I look around. Where would I hide if I were a tiny firefly? This is so thrilling. My heart gets warmer from the pleasant anticipation. Hey, what? Look down. I look down. After a moment, a small ball of light and warmth crawls out from under my sweater. Owie. Let's say wowie. I don't want to tell this girl that her clothes are on fire. I don't need to be giving this chick another panic attack. Ooh, I like that. Hey, a firefly. I carefully grab the firefly. It's pleasantly scorching to the touch. I put it on my shoulder. They must live up north or something, because where I'm from, we call them lightning bugs. I'm sorry, little guy. Time to come home now. As if it was an order, the firefly slowly drifts up, circles around my head for a bit, and then flies into my ear with the speed of a bullet. It tickles. Oh, it's her thoughts going back into her head. They were all scattered, and then she lost her this isn't... Yes. One down. Let's look for the others. Yeah. Well, this is kind of calming. Oh, we gotta click on... Oh my god. Well, let's try the fan. What's funny about that? I imagine myself being a firefly that is looking straight at a giant fan. And? Be so jealous. The only thing to prevent it from flying is a cage it's locked in. And the cable. It's like an inmate, if you think about it. It's so sad. Yeah, let's continue searching. Now I'm just thinking of that sailing fan from like Little Toaster Goes to Mars. Well, would it be the toothbrush? I'll just start left and make my way going right. I turn my eyes toward an inconspicuous shelf near the mirror. There's a glass with a toothbrush sitting on it, and a small towel is hanging nearby. What a wonderful sight. My fireflies are smart and good. They would never get in there. They know about personal hygiene. Okay, let's look somewhere else. I guess I'll click the plant. Right, insects enjoy pollinating the flowers and stuff like that. Yeah, I guess. What do lightning bugs even do for the ecosystem? Now that I think about it, the only insects I can think of that provide for the ecosystem are like bees and butterflies. Do the other insects just sit around like just jerking off and smoking pot and playing... What do kids play nowadays? I don't know. Do like butterflies and bees just carry like 95% of the load for the insect community and everybody else is just fucking off? I don't know. Get close to the flower shelf, I sniff around. The leaves smell of dust and cardboard. And death. You know those plants are long dead, right? I'm not sure a dead plant will be able to attract any insects. Oh, we kinda don't have a choice here, you know? Still, you're right. Let's continue searching. Why don't you just throw them out? Aren't you listening to me at all? Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to insult your dead plants. The alarm clock. I look at the alarm clock. Time continues its unstoppable flow. It's so late. Are you tired? You bet I am. I let out a theatric yawn and hold my arms out to the sides. 1, 2. Then I raise them above my head. 3, 4. No, I'm yawning for real. Holy shit, it's contagious. Maybe a little workout will help me freshen up. Good idea. Do you remember the exercises you've been taught? I think so. Take a hesitant stance. What was it? Heels together, toes apart. Whatever, I'll go with that. Count down 5 minutes. No, we gotta go hunt these fireflies. Fine, you have a clock right in front of you, though. I can't look at its hands for too long. At first I feel like they start moving in the wrong direction, and then they disappear altogether. And then things always get messy. Last time I saw a pair of eyes on the clock face. And also, I used to hear voices back in the day. They pleaded for help, I think. What a mess. Truly a mess. It was a mess, right? A mess. Well, are you counting down? My god, finally. What do you mean? I was trying to get through to you for half an hour. Huh? Forget it. Do you see the firefly? God damn. You're going on some mental roller coaster here. Let's continue searching. Okay, so... Wait, do we have 2 radios? I don't like that. Can I turn that off? Thank Christ. I look at my laptop. I haven't touched it for years, so it's covered with a layer of dust as thick as my finger. Bizarre item. I fear it. Why? It's a long and boring story. Wonderful. Tell me about it. I insist. I don't remember how it appeared in my room. One of my parents probably brought it here because they couldn't find a better place for it. They didn't prohibit me from using it. On the other hand, they encouraged me to do so. Sure, I've spent my whole days in front of the screen. Games, drawing, engineering, calculator, 3D modeling. So much fun stuff to do. You had amusing hobbies. Yeah, I did, before entering the web. Imagine this, you're a hamster that lives underground. You have everything for comfortable living. Did you imagine? No, I'm imagining like that giant flock of guinea pigs that lived in that backyard that was funny. As always, your analogies are spot on. Okay, I imagined. Alright, so you're a hamster that lives underground. You have everything for comfortable living, okay? Okay. Wonderful. And here's the situation. You're a hamster that lives... Okay, I got it. Do you want to talk about something else? Yeah. You'll end up returning to that subject anyway. On one wonderful day, someone digs you up from your hamster house and brings you to the pet store. Now, your new home is a cage. It's way more comfortable and warm compared to the underground. And the most important part, you have a lot of neighbors here. Their cages are identical to yours, and the other hamsters look identical to you too. That means you are all the same, apart from the fact that they were born at that shop. You'll ask, what does that indicate? And I'll tell you, nothing at all. I forgot what I was talking about. God. Okay, let's start over. This time, try to avoid stupid hamster analogies. You know, I'm not at fault here. So, I had a lot of friends online. Tens, hundreds of them. Impossible to count. Is it impossible though? I had exactly 317 of them. Although I guess nobody counts the exact number of hamsters when they walk into a pet shop. Hey, don't get distracted on me. All right. For my 317 friends, 68 were into gaming, just like me. Just one off, just so close. 130 of them like drawing, just like me. The remaining 119 were into calculators and 3D modeling equally. And when I say equally, I don't mean 59 and a half friends on each side. Alright? We can split numbers evenly, no problem. But math doesn't work like that when it comes to friends. A major conundrum, right? Oh my god, get to the point. I knew, of course, that no real people exist on the web. I also understood that all of my friends die the moment I turn off my laptop. That is not how that works. But I still wasn't even a bit worried. Why? You know what computer programs consist of? It's just a combination of numbers, which means my friends are also numbers. Isn't that amusing? Not really. Why do you call them your friends? I mean, everyone who shares my interests is my friend, and I don't care whether they know about my existence or not. Anyways, as I was saying, every program has its own algorithm and purpose. It's mathematical formula. If you solve that formula, you'll be able to predict the program's behavior at any moment. The longer you speak, the less I follow. You don't need to follow me around, just listen. I sit on the floor and the laptop screen ends up right in front of me. The only thing reflected in it is my dim face. Web person is just a random picture and a random string of letters. Words and actions from the web person are just executable code. Jesus Christ, I should have just told her to forget the fucking hamster story. Can we get on with this shit? One day someone appeared. From that point on, my laptop was always on. There are no real people on the web, but he was good at pretending. At some moment, I let him trick me. Hey, look! Huh? Suddenly, a firefly slowly crawls out of the laptop's vent grill. I reach for it. It gets on top of my palm, blinking all the while. I think it's trying to say something. I can see that myself, if only I knew what. Looks like a cipher. Do you want to crack it? I changed my mind. I absolutely have no desire to find out what it wants to say. The firefly stops glowing for a moment after that. Then it starts glowing again, as if coming back to its senses. Sometime it thinks about the I'm tired. This game is like if you were going down a river and you saw something cool on the bank and you're trying to like pay attention to it, but as soon as you can get like a word out on it, the guy you're riding with is already on to like 3 other things down the river and you just can't focus on anything. That's kind of what this game is like. For some time, it thinks about the further course of actions, then flies up and dashes into my ear. Let's continue searching. And what about your story? You must be mad at me for interrupting you. I'm sorry. If you do everything right, I'll finish my story. Maybe. Do you promise? I promise. And if you forget, then remind me. With a code word, for example. What code word? I'll think of one later. And for now, let's keep searching for my fireflies. Well, that didn't go anywhere. Oh god, I don't even want to know where the book will take me. This is my sketchbook. Half of its pages are blank, which means it'll still be good for a couple of years. You draw that rarely. Why? Oh my god. Holy shit. Isn't that obvious? If I run out of pages, I'll have to buy a new sketchbook. I can't get to the stationery store on foot. I'll have to take the bus. Do you even realize what kind of nightmare that can turn into? Well, maybe you can ask your mom to buy you one. Buy what? Ask whom? Can you even form coherent sentences? God, what? Don't play dumb. Ask your mom to buy you a notebook instead. So you want me to perform a string of actions, but you're also telling me to do one instead of another? How would I decide which action to take? I don't know. I'll just tell you which one to do. You seem to go to me for advice. You're so dyslexic. Man, you're a tough case. You lack empathy. Is that my fault? You get closer to the sketchbook, stepping over the wires, the sleeping bag, the cracks in the laminate, and the window's reflection. The sketchbook is lying on the stool. From my height, it seems like the stool is missing 2 legs. I squat and look again. All the legs are in place. Well, good to know. I didn't want to sit in that and bust my ass. Will I be able to think of an interesting allegory? Well, let's not go there, okay? I stand up and study the sketchbook from inches away. Its pages are pure white. The last drawing is buried on the previous page, the way it should be. Too bad. I'd love to see it. Maybe next time. A sudden gust of chilly wind breaks into the room and makes the pages rustle. Oh no! I shut my eyes. A distinctive sound of yeah, that sound. Pages turning echoes with headache in my head. I know what's going to happen. The rustling has stopped, even though the wind is still howling from every direction. It can only mean one thing. The notebook is open on the first page. If I wait a little longer, the wind will close it. I won't have to look. If I wait a little longer. If I wait. Open your eyes. No, it's okay. Just do it. No way. I know you're lying. Calm down. No. Calm down. No. Calm down. Now. Oh my god, please calm down. Oh my god. Calm down. Calm down. Fine. I open my eyes with utmost caution. The notebook is still open in the middle. No drawings, nothing. The pages are still pure white. Did I imagine it? I don't know, did you? You're the smart one here. You tell me. Next time, don't close your eyes. What did you... I couldn't finish speaking because the pages started moving again. Don't close your eyes. Don't make me do it. I'm scared. Trust me. The rustling grows louder. The pages lift up. I can almost see the outlines of drawings on previous pages. No way. Everything that is in the past should stay in the past. You couldn't convince me. That's it. I'm closing my eyes. Look. Look there. Barely visible light seeps through the pages. With every new gust, it becomes brighter and brighter. A firefly. The wind immediately stops. For a moment, the world sinks into perfect silence. But only for a moment. The buzz that has always been haunting me fills the surroundings. But it doesn't matter now. Goodness gracious, little boy, you made me so scared. The firefly blinks, flies up and enters my ear, buzzing loudly all the way. It's been some time looking for the perfect spot in my head, but then its buzzing dies down. Phew. You okay? We're running short on time, so let's continue searching. How long have we been? I feel like this has been going on for like hours. Not IRL, but like game-wise. Also, I'm making this one video. I don't do parts anymore. Just watch it on breaks if you've made it this far. I love Note so much, but it hates me. Umbrella? God. The umbrella emanates a faint sense of coolness. No wonder. It's the only thing that defends me against the thunderclouds that gather under my ceiling. It's such a blessing that it can do it without my help. This is gonna take a fucking while. Still, a firefly won't hide in a place like that. It will catch a cold and be unable to fly. Alright, let's continue searching. Thank God. Alright, I'm just gonna... Like, as much as I love to like, dig into how things go off track, just... Ooh, yeah. Maybe the firefly is in the sleeping bag it's warm. Or maybe the drawer. I doubt it. After all the compartments are locked. No. Not in there. It's not in there. It's not in there. Not in there. This is my sleeping bag. It's soft and warm. I'm sure that no living creature would be able to resist the temptation to spend a minute or two inside. Doesn't have a bed? That's messed up. You want to dig deeper into it with a couple of favorite items. Close their eyes and then... Hey! Did you fall asleep? I just like imagine like I'm in this chick's room and she just crawled in there looking for a firefly and then just like 30 seconds go by and just she stops moving. So you just kick her like, did you fall asleep? I gently slap my cheeks to return myself to senses. It's already way past midnight. Usually I'd be sleeping like a log at this time, but right now I can't. Let's continue searching. Hey, maybe we'll find something inside. Nah, my thoughts don't have a feature of putting to sleep. Quite the contrary, they always cause insomnia, just like tonight. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, well, let me look there. Trash can? I get close to the waste bin and look inside it with curiosity. No packaging, notebook pages, and other garbage. Boring. There's nothing here. Indeed, no self-respecting firefly would hide in a heap of garbage. Well, can't disagree with you there. Backpack. Look down, my school bag, worn down and silly, is almost screaming with its own uselessness. From another angle, it looks like a full belly. Its contents are also regurgitating, decomposing, and turning into a sticky, mushy substance. What a cool image. I need to remember this. Tell me what's inside your bag instead. Nothing special, mostly just all sorts of books. I've taken out all the pens and notebooks out of there, and I'm not interested in anything else. You used to go to school, didn't you? Yeah, I did. I had a blast all the way. Are you sure you understood my question? Do you think everything in my life should be doom and gloom? Well, you're wrong. Alright. What did you like the most there? Well, the rooms were really bright. Not like at home. That's it? Don't rush me, let me remember. Well, the beds were also soft. The food was nice. By the way, I attended all the classes. The others always skipped. They probably got told off so hard. I smiled gently, absorbed in warm memories. You never graduated, though. Yeah. Do you remember your last day there? It was a normal day. Dad picked me up earlier than usual. He told me that I'm already too old for the school curriculum. I also realized that some time ago, the tasks were way too easy. Then we got into the car and went home. Mom greeted us there. We had dinner and went to our rooms. Then what happened? I don't remember. Does it even matter? Okay. Good. I look at my bag again, lightly pouring into the room through the window glints on the metal parts, and there's also a shadow underneath it, which means it's real, sadly. Whatever. I don't care anyway. I almost end up kicking the bag in a fit of sudden anger, but I managed to stop myself in the nick of time. If I move it even an inch, the whole picture will collapse and I'll go blind. It has already happened countless times. What do you mean you'll go blind? I've spent months memorizing the location of every item in my room. That's why I can see them so clearly and vividly. You won't get it! Look at your feet. Look down and see that a small insect is crawling toward me from my bag. It's barely glowing, and it can't even fly. I guess this firefly is really tired. I bend down to pick it up. The firefly starts glowing brightly as soon as I touch it, and then flies up. There you go, boy. Good job. After doing a victory lap around the room, it flies towards me with high speed. I shut my eyes, anticipating the firefly to enter my ear. That's exactly what happens. After it gets inside, it buzzes for a little while and then goes silent. This one is kind of sad. I wonder why. It doesn't matter. What matters is that it's no longer alone. Sure. Let's continue searching. Whew, how many fireflies are in her head? Damn. How many have we found? I haven't even been counting this. So they weren't in the sleeping bag. Oh, finish searching. I've managed to gather my thoughts. Something still worries me. On the other hand, I wasn't supposed to be happy anyway. Why not? If I lose something and then find it, it's just going to back to the starting point. No changes at all. A zero sum. Happiness is always about being positive, right? You shouldn't think too much, it hurts you. I want to sleep. How about you get some fresh air before sleeping? What do you mean? Well, go to the balcony. Breathe in some air. Somehow those words triggered a panic attack in me. I subconsciously step away from the balcony. I don't think it's a good idea. Why? This may sound silly, but I feel like someone is watching me. Alright, let's stay here. Yeah. What are you gonna do? With this silly question. I'm going to sleep, of course. Hoping that tomorrow will only come after a year, or a decade. Imagining myself to be outside of my mortal shell, but at the same time still being me. Ridiculous, like milk outside a bag of milk, and yet... You don't have to talk out loud for me to understand that you've worried about me. I know that already. I also know that our time is running short. You won't take another pill? Of course not. In fact, I won't take it tomorrow either, and the day after tomorrow. And never ever. That's a goodbye then? No? I have one more small favor to ask. A really, really small one. What is it? I've blurted out way too much today. A lot of stuff I'd want to forget forever. I don't blame you, but was it really necessary? You'll see tomorrow. No, I wouldn't be able to sleep like this. Fine. Well, what's the favor? I nervously scratch my wrists and bite on my lower lip. Wait a minute. You're afraid to tell me. Yes. I'm also scared that something bad might happen if I tell you. I'm also scared that when something bad happens, something way worse will happen. Stop. I get it already. Still, I won't leave you alone until you tell me. Bully. No, you. I don't like that she has a sleeping bag. I wish she had a bed. I crawl into my sleeping bag. The lower part of the room is very cold. I hurry to wrap myself in blankets even though the electric heater is working hard to keep me warm. I'm sad because the dreams just won't come anymore. You won't believe me if I tell you how I dealt with it at first. Of course I'll believe you. I know, it was a joke. Well, anyway, I washed my face, brushed my teeth, lie down and started imagining that I'm watching a dream. I didn't sleep at all, of course, and always looked sleepy in the morning. After a week of insomnia, I started feeling weird and seeing things. Letters floating in the air, strange silhouettes that appeared in the most unexpected of places. Bulging eyes with trembling pale pupils. It was scary, you know? Then one day, I almost died. I just collapsed in the middle of the room and couldn't move for a while. And then silhouettes, letters, and eyes were hanging over me and hissing. Ah, you got a little bit of sleep paralysis there. It was horrible. And well-deserved, I guess? It felt like I was caught on the biggest lie in the world. Yes, it felt exactly like that. After that, I stopped. But the silhouettes, letters, and eyes stayed there. I guess they like this place. They always follow in my wake, peeping at me, and I'm kind of scared of them, and I can't even argue with them. But today, well, I still too scared to tell me? Of course, they're still listening, you know? Use your hands. Alright. I start chaotically twirling my fingers with enthusiasm, forming complex shapes. You want me to tell you a bedtime story? Shh. And I was trying so hard here. Don't you get it? They'll hear you. Relax, nobody can hear you. So what do you say? I'd be happy to, but I have no idea how to tell them. Oh, it's incredibly easy. Just talk about something without stopping. Sounds silly, but it's not, and meaningless. You don't know what you're talking about. I know enough to realize that we'll just end up wasting time. Let's focus on something actually important. Boring. Fine. Close your eyes. If I wake up and mom's in my fucking face, I swear to God. Oh, don't tell me we're going to the store now. I wake up on a wooden bench. In front of me lies a narrow, dimly lit alley, an awfully familiar road. Where could I have seen it? Finally. Wait, are we dreaming the first game? Nope, never mind. I hear a voice coming from the side. I turn around and I see a boy with a weird expression on his face. You're late. Who are you? The boy blinks in bewilderment. We're not going anywhere like this. Try again. Then he takes a very deep breath. You are late. I stare at him, confused. He stares back, also confused. Sorry? The boy nods, satisfied. See? Much better. You have a name? My name's Tresca. I give the brat an evaluating look. He's so young, yet already coming at me with questions like that. None of your business. And besides, will anyone tell me what I'm doing here? Hey, that's rude. It's not like there's somebody else here besides me. Haven't they told you anything? I know all there is to know, for one. About what? You're obligated to escort me to the store. Tresca says that and strikes a victory pose. No way I'm doing that. You do understand that refusal is futile. Well, aren't you full of yourself? I'm serious. I'm not the one who decided that. Do you think I'm delighted with your company? He's weird. Constantly shifting between happiness, sadness, loudness, silence. He's a wacko, and his name is stupid. Yeah, it is. Are we going or what? You can go, and I need to think. I'd be happy to, but I don't know the way. Tresca puts on a cunning smile. I bite my lower lip in frustration. I'll be honest with you. I don't like you. He simply bursts out laughing in reply. I do like you, though. Then he grabs my hand without hesitation. I don't even have time to retort. Lead the way. What the fuck is going on? Our trip to the store went fine, if not for the fact that Tresca was walking way faster than me. And on the other hand, at times he stopped abruptly and went backwards, studying the ground underneath his feet. In the end, the trip took a lot longer than it should. After reaching the store's doors, we are greeted by a sign. We're closing in 20 minutes. Why did the brat idiot indicate their working hours on this way? They probably have a special staff for this. Someone who runs to change the sign every 5 minutes. It's convenient. Are you joking? Yeah. You're so annoying. It's much better than being boring. How old are you, by the way? None of your business. Aha, what's your name? None of your business. I was ready to slap the living hell out of the brat, but a scary-looking man suddenly appeared behind the glass. He's holding a cardboard sign that says, "We're closing in 15 minutes. Let's go." What are you waiting for? Huh? Oh yeah, are we gonna buy some milk? After another round of going across the long row of canned products, we realized that we're lost. Can't believe you don't know where they sell milk. Maybe we should ask somebody for directions? Here. Hey, wait up. Tresca lets go of my hand and walks confidently toward one of the few store's customers. That person is standing with their back to us, studying something on the shelf. Hello, can I? I can't hear neither the second part of his question, nor the reply he gets, but my good-for-nothing friend freezes in place, looking the customer straight in the eye. I hurry toward them. Is he yours? The customer talks to me. He speaks with disgust while wearing a scornful expression. He's yours. Please get him away from me. Yes, I'm sorry. I grabbed Tresca's hands and lead him away. He's still looking at the customer, his mouth ajar and eyes popped. He's also shaking. And this is weird. Only when we turn around the corner, Tresca calms down. What was that? I got scared. He said, "What?" No, not again. Suddenly, Tresca starts screaming like crazy. I cover his mouth with my hand. His face is burning. He's crying. Can you act normal? You don't understand. Of course I don't. I don't understand anything. Annoying other people is still wrong, though. This is something you don't understand, it seems. You're mean. Who, me? This is something. Oh, he's running off. Tresca pushes me away and runs off. Drat. At the edge of my vision, I see the store's staff hang a new sign on the door. There you are. I meet Tresca at the cash register. Before that, I managed to visit the milk department after finding out where it was. Hey you, move! I hear an angry voice coming from the other side of a long queue that has formed after Tresca. I squeeze through toward him. What happened? The boy doesn't respond, he just looks at his feet and sniffs. The cashier towers over him. There's a bag of milk lying between them. The milk inside a bag of milk inside a bag of milk. Is he yours? Yes. Just leave him home next time. People in the queue nod in agreement. Pay for the goods, please. Am I like dreaming what it's like to be my mom interacting with me? Is that what this is? Yes, of course. And the waiting fee. What? You heard me? I did, but that's unheard of. Tresca starts giggling all of a sudden. And for the fact that your son is a retard, too. But you heard me. You know what? In a fit of rage, I throw a banknote to the cashier of much higher value than needed, even counting in all the stupid fees, and grab a bag of milk and turn around on my heels. We're leaving, Tresca. We spend the whole trip back in silence. At some point, we end up turning right, toward a gas station. There, Tresca finally breaks his silence. Do you like ice cream? No. Okay. I look at the boy's face. A light flickers in his eyes, for a brief moment, and then goes out. You know, he turns away from the path and walks straight toward the highway with determination. I stare at his back, confused. Oh, is he gonna run out in the road? Seems like you're not helping me at all. A new playful light flickers in Tresca's eyes. And we're awake. What? I do like this animation though, this is pretty nice. Well, it was neat. It was creatively structured, if you would, the way it would sometimes these long tangents would just go into nothing before we're on to the next thing. It's pretty cool. There are other endings in the game. I normally don't go for all endings when I do this, but my friend bought the game, so I should probably do it so he could get his money's worth. There are a couple more endings. I looked up how to get to them. I don't know exactly what happens in them. I'm just gonna skip through all the dialogue you would have seen. Okay, this first ending I'm gonna get is called the phone ending, to where I think I collect her phone, and then I get a couple fireflies, and then I go to sleep. And I guess you dream different endings. So, I think that's it there, that. What's this? Okay, now I'll just get some fireflies. Oh, I also forgot to mention that sequence where she feels like she died. You can avoid that by clicking the other dialogue option. You're annoying. Wait, how did I get that ending? Not ending, but what? How did I get that? You're annoying. Try figuring this one out. Oh yeah, that really helps. Oh yeah, there's another thing you gotta avoid. Don't let her go onto the balcony for some of these endings. Ah, fuck, I let her go on the balcony. God damn it! Okay, let's try this again, but this time without going on the balcony. Get some fresh air before you go to sleep. Go to the balcony, breathe in some air. Why? Okay, let's stay here. Alright, now she's gonna go to bed. And that should trigger a different dream. Phone, shut up. Okay, here we go. Hello, thank you for choosing our pizzeria. You know, this place is so empty, though. I don't feel particularly good or bad because of it. I'm all alone, but at the same time, it feels like I'm not. There's a lot of thoughts in my head. They always keep me entertained. I can create a whole world with them. I'm sure I'll be able to fill the void around me if I try hard enough. Although, no matter how much I think, my surroundings don't change. Yes, things happened in my head, but they never left its premises. And it's not like I tried to suppress them. Maybe they were afraid to come out? What kind of pizza would you like to order? Anyway, there's so much space in my head that could be put to good use. Every thought would make a senseless and merciless circle in my head, destined to go back to where it started. But there should be an end somewhere. You can't wander around forever. What do you think? I know it sounds scary, but it's not scarier than constantly existing among the void. This place is safe, and nothing bad will happen here. Nothing good will happen either, though. Please note that we have a special offer right now. 3 pizzas for the price of 2. Wait a minute. Is she texting like one of those advertising texts you get from like pizza companies? Is that what she's texting it? All this philosophical shit, and it's just responding back with, here's a coupon. Yeah, there's probably nothing good in having the same thoughts over and over. What's the point of having them anyway? I don't know, probably to ignore the fact that you're gonna die one day? Muffin, I didn't mean to get philosophical there, shut up. I could have escaped from here, but I feel like my thoughts aren't helping me at all. They should be ashamed. Probably. It's nobody's fault that I can't even see a door here. I would have had it easier with one. I tried to find it. It turned out to be a waste of time. No matter where I look, it's not looking good. Pun not intended. And that strips me of the last bit of hope for salvation. We also have a discount program for new customers. You can learn more about it on your account page. Don't you think that me being here is also a waste of time? What's the point in that? I can just keep on thinking, and even then, my thoughts are as meaningless and empty as everything else. Does it mean that I'm not filling the void, but am a part of it? Why should I feel anything? Why should I know that I exist? Although, I'm not even sure about that. What, that you exist? I mean, you're thinking about your own existence, so you probably do exist. This place is always neither warm nor cold. It's neutral. But at the same time, if I think about warmth, I feel warmth. Maybe this world corresponds to my thoughts. I wouldn't want to admit that I'm completely empty. I'm not the reason everything had disappeared, right? I guess that's more of my fault for selecting this ending. Can I just adapt and get used to having nothing around me since I can't do anything about it? Oh, cool, we're out. Are you ready to make your order? What kind of text servicing thing lets you message it directly? That's awesome. I'd love to be able to send a text message like, hey, I want a large pepperoni. Yes, that's right. I shouldn't care. It's empty here, and it makes me feel neither good nor bad. I'm all alone, but at the same time, it feels like I'm not. There are a lot of thoughts in my head, and they always keep me entertained. I can create a whole world with them. This place is safe, and nothing bad will happen here. Nothing good will happen either, though. Me being here is a waste of time. I don't feel the void. I'm a part of it. This strips me of the last bit of hope for salvation. I shouldn't care. It's empty here. It makes me feel neither good nor bad. It's nobody's fault that I can't even see a door here. What's the point in having one? I feel like nobody is helping me. They should be ashamed. Well, nobody can help you if you don't ask for help. I wouldn't want to admit it, but I'm all alone here. I can't do anything about it. You probably shouldn't be texting on the train track. Please note that we have a special offer right now. 4 pizzas for the price of 2. I won't be able to eat that many. I don't care that this place is empty, you hear? I feel neither good nor bad. I'm all alone. My head is full of thoughts. They eclipse the world around me. This space is pretty cramped, but at least it's safe. Even though I'll never feel good here. Does that mean existing is a waste of time? I need to decide, and my thoughts will help me. This is like I can't afford a therapist, so I'll just text the pizza guy instead. They'll lead me to the exit, and I'll be able to feel proud of myself. I'll be able to save myself. At the same time, I don't really care anymore. This place is empty, but it makes me feel neither good nor bad. I'm alone, but my head is full of thoughts. A whole world, one might say. If I try hard enough, it'll be able to fill all the void around me. Still, no matter how much I keep thinking, my surroundings don't change. Yes, something happened outside of my head, but what was it? There's not enough space for my thoughts. It's already filled with something else. Even if there's nothing around me, I'm still here, and my head is full of thoughts. If I try hard enough. So the world isn't empty after all. I can't see anything. Huh? Wait, did she get hit by a train? What? Session timeout. Please reload the page. Hey, wait a minute. Isn't that the symbol on her shirt? Yes, it is. What ending was that? That was like therapy via Domino's delivery? Well, that was weird. I like the previous ending better with the weird kid going to get milk. Hopefully the other endings are better than this one. Okay, this next ending I'm going for is called the mirror ending. So basically I just have to make sure I don't trigger that. I just gotta help her find all of the fireflies, and I don't touch her phone. Oh, I will skip through that real quick. What's that outside the window? That looks like an eyeball. Oh yeah, and also after getting all the fireflies, don't make her go out on the balcony. I guess the balcony triggers its own set of endings. Hopefully this dream sequence is cooler than the last one. Music's better. Ugh, another terrible morning. Boo, why is my face always so stupid? I wonder what the others at school will think. Well, it's not that I care too much. I just don't want to be branded a loser on my first day. Cheer up, there's nothing wrong with looking different. That's not what defines you after all. Hey, hurry up. Yes, Mom. Okay, now to school. No, not looking like that. Ugh, another terrible morning. Boo, why is my face always so stupid? I wonder what the others at school will think. Well, it's not that I care too much, I just don't want to be branded a loser on my first day. Cheer up, there's nothing wrong with looking different. That's not what defines you after all. Hey, hurry up. Yes, Mom. Is this just gonna be like the same thing? Hey, that's how long my neck is. Ugh, another terrible morning. Boo, why is my face always so stupid? Okay, so the dialogue's gonna be the same pretty much, I guess. Cheer up, nothing, yep, it's pretty much the same. Hey, hurry up. Yes, Mom! And then she just unwinds her neck, like, and runs out the door. Yeah, okay, so why is my face, what face? It's just, Jesus Christ. Mom, I hate school. All the other kids just look right through me. They don't see me for me. That one's not too bad. Could be worse. You know, besides those tree branches you have growing out of your hair. Just be careful when walking through a doorway, I guess. What next? Oh. Just bring your demonic possessed twin to school day. How? I can't even tell how old this kid is. Holy shit. Oh fuck, that's her eye. How does that even work? Like, are they like, just, what? Jesus fuck. Like, how would that even feel? It probably takes her like 30 seconds to blink. Just, you know, honestly, she just looks like the final demon from Demon Slayer. Or the rank 1 I don't know what they're called. Upper 1? Is that what it is? I haven't gotten that far yet. How many more of these do we have? Oh, Jesus fuck. Ah, another terrible morning. Why is my face always so stupid? What else we got? Any more? Well, at least the music's cheerful again. You're just the protagonist from Undertale now. Oh, okay. Oh, it's like that Last Jedi thing where she's just looking like 20 of her in front of her. You know, honestly, I could see that being like an actual dream. You just go to look at yourself in the mirror and it's just not right at all. Well, that ending was better than the last one. Wonder what the other ones will be like. Okay, this one's called the field ending, so I don't trigger that cutscene. I don't collect any of the fireflies for this one. And this one, I think I actually do make her go out on the balcony. Also, I think there's like a line of dialogue you have to trigger whenever you click on her laptop. Okay, now I guess I just wait for her to like bring up something and I go, you're just gonna go back to it. Yeah, this one right here. You'll just end up returning to that subject anyway. Let her do that. Oh, my bad. I said don't get any of the fireflies. I meant to say just don't get all 5 of the fireflies. I think you got 3 minimum. So that, then those. We'll go to the balcony, breathe in some air. Somehow those words triggered a panic attack in me. I subconsciously step away from the balcony. I don't think that's a good idea. Why? This may sound silly, but I feel like someone is watching me. There's no way somebody cares about you that much. Just for a couple of minutes, okay? Now time to see what kind of weird stuff happens out there. Aha, new cutscene. You know, I wasn't expecting her building to be circular. My apartment building looks like a bottomless cooking pot, but instead of soot, it has hundreds of concrete and metal boxes on its wall. There are lights on the windows, and there are muffled voices coming from the inside. The howling wind spirals up and splits into hundreds of independent streams. Seems like it wants to be heard by every person living here. It must feel so lonely, living in endless silence. Your apartment building is pretty weird, isn't it? I could see the horizon from my window before, and the building grew for miles in both directions. I guess at some point it circled around and closed on itself. Hey, just kind of like the ending of Uzumaki. Nothing unusual about that. How do you feel? I definitely feel. Sometimes that's more than enough. Okay, smartass. Still, you're anxious, aren't you? Of course. Moreover, I'm completely terrified. Was it that obvious? You're looking in every direction, but not up. Ah, this. I've already told you, haven't I? About what? You know, small stuff. Can small stuff make you terrified? It's hard to explain. I climb up the metal railing and let my legs hang down. I sneak short glances at the abyss from time to time. It replies with angry, cold breath. That's how we interact, like old friends. Sometimes I feel like the whole world pretends to be crazy, as if it's trying to make me believe in something that doesn't exist. Well, that's weird, isn't it? Yes, but at the same time, it makes me feel a little bit happy. Everything around me was created for my sake, to deceive, trick, confuse me. If that's true, I guess I'm not so crazy myself, after all. You believing in this is the definition of craziness. You're probably right. Another gust of wind blasts against the pod's walls, smashing the glass to dust and blowing away the concrete crust. I, on the other hand, feel a gentle breeze that only ruffles my hair. I still haven't come up with a code word. You were the one to remember your promise. You don't need a code word anymore. I don't like when this happens. I want to remember certain things only when I want to. Nonetheless, you've made that promise, and I'll keep it. But you need to keep in mind that from this moment on, every word will bring me pain. What? I bend down and imagine falling into the abyss. I have exactly 2 minutes before I meet my end. Oh shit. Wait, did she actually jump or is she just imagining it? It's like one of those dreams where you just randomly fall and you wake up before you hit the ground. I had a friend online, my best friend, even though the combination of letters he used instead of his name wasn't that cool. What was it, like XX Big Chungus 69X3? Well, the combination of pixels he had instead of his photo were also boring and unattractive. What, was it like an NFT thing? This is so strange and wrong, breaking the rules of being online. Why was he doing that? Maybe his code was a few lines short. I don't quite get what you mean. I could tell you about those rules. You can't find them anywhere, but I'm smart, so I figured them out by myself. Although, I'm not sure if I should divulge them. Why? When I try to say what I think out loud, I tend to make mistakes. If I just make a single one, everything that comes after contradicts my thoughts. And I end up with the opposite position. And I don't want that. According to that logic, it'd be better to keep your mouth shut forever. Yeah, that's my dream. Keep my mouth shut. Never get up from bed. Never see or hear anything. Just dream on and on. Oh, why? Is everything so terrible? I'll get distracted. So what was that about your friend? My friend? Ah, yes. He was brazen enough to. Come on, gather your thoughts. He somehow made me believe that he was real. He kept describing someone else's life to me in detail, as if it was him, and he expected me to do the same. And then I told him everything about myself, without hiding a single thing. I grit my teeth, the wind whips my face without mercy. It slices my skin into uneven stripes, as if it's a piece of thin cloth. He knew more about me than anybody else in the world. You know what he did? Yes. Haha, sending an army of bots to harass me was probably fun. And what's most important, it was a win-win situation. They spawn here and there, simple bits of code that are effortless to run. No wonder the algorithm assigns that pattern more often than the others from the list. Text and video generators get to work at the same time. My name surfaces on the web more and more. It's unbearable. Unbearable. I mean, it's probably a good idea not to type in Milk Chan on fucking Rule 34 or DeviantArt. Around every corner, every balcony, ceiling, attic, wall, I always feel many pairs of watchful eyes directed at me. And now, they watch me from the screens too. But I'll put an end to it. I've decided a long time ago. Though, maybe I only decided that only. My body finally crashes into the ground, smashing into millions of tiny pieces like porcelain. I'm cold. Let's go back inside. So did she actually kill herself, or did she just dream about killing herself? Wait, this is a dream. No? Okay. That's right, I haven't even gone to bed yet. She was just imagining that. I return to my room. Thankfully, it hasn't changed one bit during the minutes I was outside. Without a second thought, I go toward my laptop and yank the power cable from the outlet. Now we just gotta sit here for an hour and wait for the battery to die. That's it. That's it. That's it. What are you going to do? What's with this silly question? I'm going to sleep, of course. Hoping that tomorrow will only come after a year. Yep, I've already had this dialogue before. Okay, see what dream we got. Please be a cool one. I wake up, lying on the cold floor in the center of a cramped room. I look around without standing up. There's no furniture, just naked walls and a single door. I can hear muffled sounds coming from the other side of it. Hey, an achievement. Scary sounds. I hug my knees and wrap myself in my sweater like it's a blanket. It's no use. I'm chilled to the bone. The room is pretty spacious, but I still can't shake the feeling that I'm trapped inside a suffocating casket, and the faint blue glow that sneaks in through the keyhole only adds to that feeling. Do I want to know what's outside? As if on cue, an inhuman roar comes from the other side of the door. It becomes louder and louder, more and more distinct with every passing second. Somebody or something is getting closer. I curl into a ball, trying to take up as little space as possible. Maybe I can become invisible or become smaller in some miraculous way. In the meantime, the howl becomes unbearably loud, but only for a moment. Then it sheepishly backs off, and I can't hear it anymore. I finally decide to stand up. After I do that, I hear another strange sound. It's coming from right above me now. The ceiling moves upwards, squeaking. Small debris is falling on my head. I squint a little, then raise my hand trying to touch the ceiling, but it suddenly starts to rise quicker and instantly disappears into the darkness. I'm not in a casket anymore. Well, it wasn't exactly a casket now. It was a well in the form of a casket. The room becomes darker and colder. I'll have to do something at some point. Hours pass. I frantically run from one wall to another, delirious. The walls run away from me, making the already spacious room even bigger. In the end, I stand amidst endless darkness, and only the door is watching me with its eye. I kept purposely avoiding it. I could sometimes hear horrifying rustles and howls on the outside. However, now I don't even have a choice anymore. I slowly come up to the door and reach out toward it. As expected, the door also moves away from me. I continue moving forward with my hand stretched out. I don't want to lose the only source of light in this pitch-black darkness. At some point, I get tired of sneaking up on the door, like it's some wild animal, so I lunge at it, trying to grab the handle. However, at the last moment, the door whizzes away, and I fall to the cold floor, unable to keep my balance. It hurts. Stupid door. Stupid, nasty, cursed door. I hate you. I hate you. I scream at the top of my lungs. I finally let out all the despair that I had bottled up. I slowly realize how horrible the situation I ended up in is. No, 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 no. I don't stop screaming for a moment because I'm scared to end up in complete silence. If the reality around me disappears, my twisted imagination will take over, and the realest thing I have right now is my voice. Hey, I can hear you. A voice coming from the other side of the door. I'm here. Come closer. I scream thrice as hard as before. I scream until my throat hurts, until my ears start buzzing. My biggest wish right now is to keep in touch with that person, whoever they are. Hey, where are you? I rush toward the door, stumbling on the way. I keep running for a minute, then for 10 minutes, but the door isn't even an inch closer. At the same time, the distance between us haven't grown either, which means I match it in speed. I just need to make one final push. I gather the last bit of strength I have and push my legs off the ground. The jump feels like an eternity. I stretch out my hand, almost touching the scratchy wood. I dive face first onto the ground with ridiculous speed. I slide at least 30 more feet like that thanks to inertia, leaving behind a bloody trail. My hand is still outstretched, trying to grab empty space. Tears stream down my face, making the numerous scratches burn. I try to wipe them, but I scream and yank my hand away the moment I touch my face. My lips and nose are now a mushy mess. Somebody help! The other side of the door is completely silent. The silence reigns for an excruciatingly long time. However, at some point, that silent torture ends. Hey, I can see you. I try to reply, but stifled whimpers come out of my throat instead of words. Are you hurt? Yes. Yes. I stand up from my knees despite continuing to cry. I take a couple of deep breaths and start running again. I keep running for hours. I feel like the door is closer to me by an inch or two now. I almost let myself stop for rest at that thought. I can't rest. I'll catch up to it sooner or later. The voice from the other side of the door keeps asking me how I feel. I let out heavy, ragged breaths in reply. I'll fall from exhaustion if I utter even a single word. Still, I'm thankful to them and don't want them to become silent. After another hour passes, I barely scratch the handle with my nails. I'm almost there. I'm so scared. Why aren't you doing anything? Why are they doing this to me? Don't they understand how painful this is for me? Almost. There. You're scaring me. Go away. Rage fills my brain. I ignore the pain in my bones and channel all my strength into one final jump. No. Go away. I firmly grasp the handle and open the door. Blinding light hits my eyes. I lose the ground beneath my feet and start falling. What the hell is this dream? I'm lying face down in grass. I smell water, earth, and the dampness of the night. And grass, of course. The wind tickles the back of my head. It howls and jumps around restlessly. Lying down like this is unpleasant and rude when nature is so alive around me with sounds, and I'm pretty sure colors too. I stand up, full of anticipation. I see an endless field, a clear sky without a single star, and a pale moon somewhere very, very far away. I shake my head and try to focus my eyes on anything, but to no avail. My surroundings are just too vast. I feel dizzy. Bam! I'm lying in the thick, wet grass again, but this time I'm looking at the darkness of a night sky, instead of just darkness. Is there any real difference, though? The wind howls. It's clearly upset, but what can I do about it? I hear an indiscernible echo coming from far away. A wolf or something else. Does it even matter? I'm in the grass. Nobody can see me. Ooh, it's probably a wolf howling. The echo draws closer and closer. At some point I realize that it's not a wolf. Uh-oh. Maybe it's my mom. I'm big in this art, though. I jump up and start turning my head in a panic. Where is that sound coming from? I haven't said that out loud, but got an instant reply. Oh, shit! Hey, I can hear you! My voice runs across the field, mixing with the rustle of the grass and the howls of the wind. Feels like it's about to get absorbed by them, but... Oh, shit! Hey, where are you? Oh, fuck! I can't understand where I should run to and if I should run at all. Somebody clearly wants me to find and help them. Maybe they're hurt. The grass tickles my heels while I drag my feet in the direction where I think the sound is coming from. It's just, there's not a single tree or stone around, only an endlessly wide field. I hear a resounding, painful scream. I shut my eyes and cover my ears. I suddenly feel scared. The scream turns into a cry. I carefully raise my head, still scared to death. Oh, who's that? Somewhere very far away, among the thick grass, I spot a silhouette. Just a small black spot, but... Hey, I can see you! The silhouette doesn't move, but the sound is definitely coming from its direction. No, it's not a scream, more like a whisper, or a wheeze. Oh, are you hurt? No reaction again, just muffled noise. Maybe it's the wind going mad, and the black spot is just a stone or a tree. I walk away, disappointed. 100 steps, 200 steps, then I turn around. Surprisingly, the spot hasn't become smaller. I start jogging. The grass is no longer tickling me, it's whipping my ankles, leaving cuts. Feeling of panic and unexplainable dread grow inside me. A stone, a tree. Why the hell is this field endless? I don't turn around anymore. I know that it's chasing me. The sounds reaching my ears become stranger, louder, and more distinct. The wind is blowing me too, huh? Isn't that right? That's the case, right? Finally, I stop. I ran out of breath. I'm at the brink of dying. At least I think so. There's no way to do that and not have it sound ridiculous. The horrifying voice is coming from right behind me. I turn around instinctively and, for some reason, try to shield my face, but end up losing balance and falling to the ground. The grass replies with a nasty, cackling rustle. Oh, I've had enough. I spring up. The silhouette is still there, at the same distance as before. It's standing there, without moving an inch. I'm scared here. You know, why don't you do anything? The silhouette trembles and then starts slowly gliding toward me, followed by new sounds. Wheezes, moans. Fear shackles me. I can only stand and watch the approaching black spot. My lips are parched. I speak in a voice I don't recognize. You're scaring me. Go away. After that, the spot expands rapidly and, in the blink of an eye, most of the sky in the field is consumed by the sticky, cold darkness. Paralysis finally lets my body go, and I immediately sprint away. I run so fast that the grass turns into a dark green mush under my feet. I slip up, fall, run again. Oh, yeah! Nah, I'm just kidding. No. Oh, goddamn. No! Go away! An unknown force turns my head with a crunching sound and the darkness consumes everything. I wake up on the cold floor in the center of a cramped room. I look around without standing up. There's no furniture, just naked walls. Alright, that one was cool. I liked that one. That was really, really well written. That was good. Like, I could see that being an actual nightmare. Where you're just running for something and you can never make it. Or how in dreams you just randomly be in different locations all of a sudden. That was good. I like that one. I don't know if the other endings can top that one, but we'll see. I think this is the last ending, and this one just don't trigger anything. Don't collect all the fireflies, don't go to the balcony, don't pick up the phone, don't make her have her first death incident. So this is probably just gonna be a bunch of clicking. Okay, baby, last dream. Let's do this. Look down. Okay, I'm already intrigued by this. What is it, like a giant tower with a staircase spiraling around it? I wake up and immediately almost lose consciousness from horror. A thin metal stairway snakes around a giant column, disappearing into the darkness. I press myself onto the cold wall and pray that I freeze into it. This feeling. I know I've spent a couple hours or days here, but I don't know how high the column is. I don't know whether or not I'm going up or down. 1 billion pounds of concrete and 1,000,000 miles of emptiness. It's impossible to stay sane when you're near cosmic numbers like that. Looking at them, touching them, even thinking of them makes me feel unimaginable horror. It was just a matter of time before my short term here will end. My mind will melt and my body will turn to dust. The wall's coarse surface scratches my face. The steps under my feet hum from the wind. Eager to escape, the concrete clutches and dive into the abyss along with me. But I'll stay here. I'll stay here without going anywhere. I won't even open my mouth. My every word will be swallowed up by the abyss. Won't take a single step. Why would I? To find out where the stairway abruptly ends? It's all meaningless. Now you're just climbing Corin's tower. He put a staircase up there so you don't have to run straight up it anymore. Many units of time pass, but I'm still unmoving. My whole body is trembling, but then I realize it's the whole space around me that is trembling. It can't wait to destroy me. Maybe I should gather my will and at least turn my head? That thought doesn't stay in my head for long. It's torn out with inhuman force, unaware of what's about to happen. I slowly turn my whole body with a squeak. No, this is not what I wanted. Don't! Ooh. Amongst the silence sings a lonely colossus, unmoving until the music stops. The bridge across the dark abyss cannot be seen. What is going on? I mean, it's cool, but what? Oh shit. Oppressive, thick, sticky air drives itself into my ears, silencing my thoughts with a haphazard string of words, while I watch the scene before me unfold. Hundreds of giant concrete structures just like mine spread in tidy rows endlessly in all directions. Stairways wrap around them like vines. Remember when we were just gonna go to the store and get milk? Yeah, me too, man. They're at the end of this world. There's a person smiling. This world still exists, but all that makes it both exist and not. God damn. I try to erect a mind block, but to no avail. My brain is already at the mercy of the super creature. A moment passes, and I realize that my body doesn't belong to me either anymore. My legs start moving on their own. The only thing I can do is choose the direction. Up, down, or... I wonder what would happen if you just jumped off. The crowd notices blood on Woznek's hands. He runs away. Mindel appears. He has nothing human about him, apart from his excessive grace and hidden elegance. He walks out to the center of the stage. First act begins. Was this like a play? Foreign thoughts become even more incoherent. There's less and less space for my own. So is this like a giant bundle of everybody else's dreams towering? I just noticed my fucking... I don't know why it does that. So is this like just some weird collection of everybody's own cosmic thoughts just mushing into one ego or something? Do you feel the connection to your own body clearly, or does it still cause confusion and fear? If you've been living through that fear a lot recently, and how did it manifest exactly? Answer honestly. Don't hide anything. Oh, we're going down now? I decided to descend. Descend. You can have a sneaking suspicion that something is wrong, because your path has changed. Maybe you started talking in a wrong way or made some sort of mistake. If so, start getting used to your new life. Try creating imagery that would instill the feeling that everything is as it should be, and with time, it will create a new order inside you. I don't doubt that you're going through some hard times, but you have to make sacrifices. Grow up. Only then you'll be able to obtain the meaning of life. Do you get it? Try that if you find it important. Every passing day is a precious gift. If you share a piece of that gift with the world even once, it'll seem like a speck of dust. Do you get it? No, I'm sorry, I won't get that. Then, do you get it? Do you get it? Do you get it? Yes, even you get it. When you notice how people look at themselves in the mirror, when you look at your own reflection and realize that it exists in reality, you understand how exactly it exists? What? What? Was that like some cosmic therapy talking to all of us? What? I mean, the imagery was cool with the cosmic spiral towers. I thought that was pretty neat, but that previous stream, that was something. I really liked that one a lot. Well, I only have one more achievement to get. I might as well get it. I looked up how to get it. I just gotta trigger both deaths. Your first death and your second death. Alright, here we go. Let's do this one. Alright, do some clicking. Alright, first death. This is a pretty creative game. I like it. I mean, a lot of these endings are very fucking confusing, but the writing for them, the way the creator describes everything happening is so cool that I don't even care that I don't get some of it. Okay, now we just trigger that balcony scene and then I'll get that achievement and I'll be done. Huh, I didn't get the achievement. I did it wrong. I have to do the laptop thing and click that option of, you'll just go back to it anyways. Thank God for walkthroughs. I would have never gotten any of this. Okay, laptop, let's make sure we click the right one this time. Should have read the fine print. You'll end up returning to that subject anyway. That magical line of dialogue. Time for the balcony. There we go, second death. We did it. We have 100% of this game. We have gotten all the endings, all the achievements. Alright, Spade. I did it, buddy. You got your money's worth on that investment. I wish more people would buy me games. Can we just do this instead? I don't buy games anymore. You want me to do a video on a game, you gotta buy it for me. I'm sorry, I gotta do it. I gotta see if this is the thing. I gotta see if this is the thing, I'm sorry. That is not what oh my god, that is not what I meant. Okay, I think it's safe to say they haven't gotten to it yet. What the fuck is wrong with me? I know.